Alright. Self-promotion out of the way. Hold on. How's it going, everybody? Finally getting back to the Hildibrand quests. No point in beating around the bush. Let's just get right to it. Eager to resume our investigations? I know I am. Do you recall that scrap of the alien starship we recovered? Well, Inspector Brandhill has employed his unsettling calculative capacity to extrapolate the damage to the greater whole, and he has conducted that the vessel would be incapable of flight without extensive repairs. Our most likely scenario then is that some unknown agent made off with the starship wreckage along with Poo-Poo's acquaintance. Fortunately, I have a fair idea of who that unknown agent might be. After all, there was a singularly shadowy cabal with a history of concealing extraterrestrial activity. Actually, let's head over to Kama first. The inspector and the others are staying in a dwelling there, and I'd rather not explain myself twice. Alright, now where's that? Oh, fantastic. I could just teleport there. Tis a horrible misfortune, calamitous even. Poor Master Poo-Poo has fallen gravely ill. He's so bluish green. More so, I mean. Could he have caught a cold? I suppose it was quite chilly up there in Garlemald. Poo-Poo is an alien. Who knows what extraterrestrial diseases might be ravaging his body. Nash's delights are the best medicine for whatever ails you, as the inspector himself can attest. Good gods, Nashu, you'll blow our host's domicile to pieces. Put them away. If I may. When I was cloned from the inspector, certain gaps in my knowledge were patched with supplementary data from the starship's archives. This information included an encyclopedic understanding of Master Poo-Poo's physiology, which should be sufficient for me to diagnose his condition. A Xenoman hybrid mind that explains the impossible calculations. Brain blast. I have it. Master Poo-Poo was inflicted by a tail case of the common cold. Gods grant me strength. As a visitor to Atheris, Master Poo-Poo has no prior exposure to our maladies. He is thus particularly susceptible to infection and more likely to experience severe symptoms. Aha, 'tis just as I surmised. We must put aside the case until we have nursed our stricken companion back to health. But even if it is the common cold, isn't there a risk that our medicines do him more harm than good? They almost certainly would. Based on the results of my analysis, however, I believe I could synthesize an effective remedy. We need but gather the ingredients. These are the ingredients which I have. So what are we gathering exactly? Most of what we require can be drawn from Master Poo-Poo's collected samples. Otherwise, there are only two which we lack. First piece of the liver of a giant tortoise. A suitable organ can be extracted from one of the Kachapa which wandered Saltwind's welcome. Aha, the slaughtering of a monstrous opponent. That sounds like a job for... I'm not saying my character's name is stupid. I regret naming my character this. The other material in question is a rare fungus known as damp shroom, which I'm hoping can be found among the Great Warg's extensive stock of alchemical reagents. Very well, Nashu, Dilly, and I shall scour the alchemist's shelves. Meanwhile, I will ask that you remain here to keep an eye on our ailing patient. Inspector Brandhill, you're such an expert on all things Thavnir. Oh, I wouldn't say expert. Simple conclusions from simple observations, nothing more. As I said, I'm hoping the alchemists have a damn thing we need, but it really is quite rare. Not where. Once you have the tortoise liver, you would be so kind as to assist the others in procuring the fungus. Then let us not prolong Master Poo-Poo's suffering a moment longer. It seems we have a job to do. Further discussion of the abduction will have to wait. He racks away. Ooh, you're tough. Gotta remember my damage over time ability. No point in wasting money teleporting. I had every confidence you would bring us a suitable liver. Alas, the dark shrimp yet eludes us. The alchemist said the fungus has few applications, so they don't bother to stock it most of the time. And I must put my keen inspector sense to work. Stand back while lest I attune myself to the essence of the dank. Damp. The word is damp shroom. And you'll forgive me if I have no faith in your abilities. Just close, my friends, and getting closer and closer even as we speak. I hear you folk are in the market for damp shrooms. I might have some to sell if you're interested. But how? We certainly are, my fine fellow. Right then, If you'll give me a moment to retrieve the goods, we can finalize our transaction up on the perfumed rise. I don't trust that guy. He looks sketchy. Was it genuine clairvoyance or sheer coincidence? I'm not sure anymore. Though in all fairness, when it comes to Inspector Hildibrand, preternatural perception is one of his least baffling talents. In any case, we should hurry to the rise and take this man up on his timely offer. Stalker. Ah, you're here. Good. Trustworthy traitor. And here is the damn term as promised. Oh, glad we are for your assistance. Not so fast. There's still the matter of payment. Of course. And how much do we owe you, my good man? Considering the extreme rarity of the fungus in question, I couldn't let it go for less than 1,000,000 gil. 1,000,000 gil for one measly mushroom? That's outright robbery. A bargain, I counter. You would pay tenfold my price in the markets. I thought to do you a kindness in light of your urgent need, but I am more than willing to find another buyer if you wish to spit upon my generosity. Not sure how fair we for coin. We're plumb out, Inspector. This is a prickly pickle. Where are we to obtain sufficient funds at such short notice? Okay. And if that's the way of it, I shall beg Father for the necessary amount. Saving Master Poo-Poo's life is worth every gil. Give that man nothing. We have you now, you deceitful scum. Your swindling days are over. Rathahan City Guard at your service. We received reports of this man's questionable activities and have been keeping a close eye on him ever since. Damshrim is a rare find in the bazaar, to be sure, but only because there's no real demand for it. The price this charlatan quoted you was quite frankly ludicrous. But thanks to your ignorance and poor judge of character, we were able to catch him in the act. As a token of our gratitude, you are welcome to keep the fungus, assuming you still want it. Yes, very much so. That is very magnanimous of you. You think I enjoy tricking fools out of their coin? If that bastard hadn't declared my job redundant, I wouldn't have needed to stoop so low. He blames the rising star among the merchant princes for his woes. Van Hundi, I believe his name was, purchased the trading consortium where the man was working, which led to a restructuring of the hierarchy. put a lot of people out of work. Vehundi. I know that name. Something about an acquisitions deal gone sour. Father was willing to sell him a slice of his Spanish enterprise, I think, but balked when the man offered to buy our family business in its entirety. Truly, there is no telling how deep the coffers of this Venhundi are, nor do any know the secret of how he amassed, such kingly wealth so damnably fast. There are whispers, though, that he solved alchemy's oldest and most legendary of problems, the transmutation of base metal into gold. Unlikely to say the least, but whatever the source of Venhundi's riches, he shows no reluctance in spending them. He's bought a historic temple to serve as his home and commissioned a private airship among other extravagant expenditures. Nice for some, eh? For that swindling case had barely started before you solved it, Inspector. Ha 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 ha, all in a day's work, dear Nashu. I believe our business upon this scented hill is concluded. Let us hurry to the ingredients back to Inspector Brandhill, shall we? May have mollified his lordship with seed as a divine manifestation, but the stench of failure yet clings to me. I must redeem myself in his eyes by crushing my most hated foe. Wee hee hee. Back to Rods and Han. Inspector Hildibrand telling me you have the liberty to go along with his damn shroom. Fine specimen, thank you. I'll be mixing the ingredients in the starship, so let us convey Master Poo Poo outside so that we may administer his medicine as soon as it's ready. This should be sufficiently remote. I'll have the craft come to us and we can commence the treatment. Oh, I feel so much better. I cannot thank you all enough. Master Poo Poo recovered his strength in mere moments. Twould seem his powers of recuperation are just as advanced as his technology. I came here from another world, a stranger you no cause to trust, and yet you treated me so kindly. The people of the star are so very welcoming. Ha, you are your friend now, Master Poo Poo. 'Tis our pleasure to help. And it will be my pleasure to harm. Hmm. I will not fall for the same trick twice. Eh, cartoonish babble. Or nonsense. Question mark? Eh. Impudent worms, taste my full power. Basketball. Stalker. Stalker. Slam dunk. Not again. You took the full force of the destructive beam, yet there you stand, somewhat singed but apparently unharmed. I pondered and puzzled over this inexplicable fortune of yours and feel compelled to ask, are you an alien? Fine jest, but I assure you, I am no, without a doubt, an Udon-born mandrill of terrestrial heritage stock. He's Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry and Inspector Extraordinaire. What more do you need to know? Where to even begin? But never mind, we have more pressing matters. Such as locating Master Poo-Poo's missing comrade. Tis time we reopen the case of the silent correspondent. Yes, exactly. And I have a firm theory as to who it was that took the wreckage and its erstwhile pilot. The Charlians. I'm almost certain they've allied with insidious extraterrestrials, which means they'll be under orders to remove any evidence of alien activity. I wager we'll find we're looking for an old Charlian. We need only infiltrate their operations and expose this nefarious conspiracy. The Charlians. Trust me, they sooner flee the star than attempt to subjugate it. While Master Dylan's theory does lack supporting facts, we have no other promising leads to pursue at present. Moreover, I understand the Charlian sets the standard for monitoring astronomical and astrological phenomena. Mayhap their experts have been tracking extraterrestrial movements. Ahem, I've spoken out of turn. Please forgive my presumptuousness. Nay, my friend, I too sense our path points to the Isle of Archons. Pack your bags, everyone. We leave for Charlian immediately. Money. Charlian awaits. We need only charter a suitable sea vessel. Of course, but does not the city lie many days sail to the north? Is there no swifter means of reaching our destination? So this experimental aetherite will allow us to teleport thither even absent attunement? Splendid. Then we shall avail ourselves of this technology of marvel forthwith. Oh. There goes my money. So this is the city of learning. A sophisticated gentleman shall feel right at home here. Ugh, ugh. How are you all not sick? Sick to your stomachs. Experimental aetherite make travel exceptionally more fun. Sometimes I feel as though I'm the only normal person in this group of eccentrics. But, ugh, this is not the time to succumb to nausea. Not here in the belly of the beast. Rumor has it the Charlian secret agents travel the star in search of specimens which they collect and bring home in service to a confidential research project. Said project is conducted in a huge underground military facility. If we're to find answers, then that's where we need to look. Labyrinthos, not a military facility. I say this Labyrinthos sounds promising. I say we head down there and make inquiries as to the whereabouts of our missing alien friend. We simply take a lift from the Hall of Artifice, yes. Let us be on our way. Oh. Well, at least we're here. These must be the lifts in question. Do you wish to send a labyrinth close, madam? My apologies, but each of your companions must also secure the proper permission before we can allow them entrance. If it is assurance you need, then surely a single glance is all you require to judge us trustworthy. I could certainly make some judgments, but that is neither here nor there. Admission to the labyrinth is subject to foreign policy. You're the ones who should be judged. I know you're hiding aliens and xenotechnology in that underground base of yours. Admit it. Xenotechnology? I sincerely have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, yet again do our paths cross in the most serendipitous of fashion. Father, what business brings you to Charlian? I am in search of a certain object, one crucial to the continued refinement of the Mandeville weaponry. My investigations led me to believe it is to be found here in Labyrinthos. And as you also seem to have business down below, this is my son and his bosom companions. If I vouch for their character, would you kindly allow them to board the lift? Ah, Master Godbert Mandeville, the form sent word of your impending arrival. As a member of the Syndicate, your ambassadorial status affords you an entourage of up to 5 members. Pray consider their permissions arranged. I know not your current mission, but for the time being, I suggest you accompany me to the Archeon. Stalker. This takes me back to Endwalker. Those were good times. From what Father tells me, this storage facility is replete with samples and specimens collected from every land of Theros. If anyone has information concerning visiting aliens and crashed starships, it would be these stupid folk. A shiny silver saucer? I'm sorry, but we have no record of any such object in our archives, either whole or in part. Or so you would have us believe, but the purpose of this complex, this military fortress, is plain. You cannot deny that you are conducting secret research on alien starships. We are not conducting secret research on alien starships. Yes, we did build a star-faring vessel in Damazon, but it was neither for military purposes nor of extraterrestrial origin. Disguising your foul eyes with the sprinkling of truth, are we? Fine, I'll dig up the fact myself, and then everyone will hear what you're really up to. While I cannot assist you with your missing craft, I do recall seeing an individual of like appearance to your companion here. You do? And where was this, pray tell? At Merrill Agronomics in the medial circuit. The lift at the back of the building will take you down there. Many thanks, my good man. Well, it seems you found yourself a solid lead. I have my own search to attend to, so I shall bid you good hunting and good day. Another round of inquiries by the agent of inquiry and friends is in order. To Mero ergonomics we go. Do you afraid? I just remember Team 4-Star. You must be talking about one of those new Mandagora strains. We whipped up a batch of bright blue straight onions, but I'm afraid they started to rot almost immediately. Hmm? Salamander, you say? Well, the only other bluish things I could think of around here are the grapes. Look how loose this crop turned out. A lot of people joked about the grapes. Your description would lead me to believe you're looking for one of the Mandar's hereabouts. But if, as you say, it's something else you're after, then I'm not sure if I can be of much help. I've only started working here, so you may have more luck asking the older hands. Yes, this little blue man saw with my own 2 eyes, I did, and it was no Mandagora. The gleaner in the company of an outside visitor passed through a little wild patch. Nothing too unusual there, but only this, friend you describe was scuttling along with them. I know not what purpose brought them to the farm, but whatever it was, they didn't tarry here long. Wonderful. That corroborates the information, but I but moments ago skillfully squirreled out of this farmer. She claims to be acquainted with the gleaner in question, in fact, and will bring him to talk to us shortly. Let's round up the others. We should all be present to hear what revelations the professional collector has to share. You're the folks asking about the little blue man, yes? Oh, when you brought someone who's practically identical, you must be the same species, surely. My friend was really here then? They certainly were. If you were a moment or three, I could tell you the whole tale. To the beginning, I was in Thavner on a procurement mission when I crossed paths with an apothecary and his unusual companion. As I mentioned, the companion was almost your twin in appearance, and the wagon they rode upon bore a damaged vessel the likes of which I had never seen before. Could it be? As a collector by trade, I have certain weakness for oddities, thus did I hail the apothecary to inquire after his company and his cargo. The man was only too happy to share his story. He had, it seemed, quite recklessly plunged into the war-torn lands of Garlemald to sell his wares, reasoning that where there was conflict there would be a need for medicinal goods. state of affairs was rather more volatile than he anticipated, however, and he was soon forced to abandon his venture. And so the apothecary began his long trek home, only to shortly thereafter discover a strange silvery ship and its shaken pilot crash-landed in the snowfield. It cannot be a coincidence. The story continues. After extricating the battered vessel and its occupant from the snow, he brought them home to Razatan. His guest wished to make repairs to the craft, yet even amongst the wonders of the bazaar, they struggled to find suitable parts. Hearing this, I suggested they bring the wreckage itself to Labyrinthos, and after they agreed to the idea, I escorted them here myself. Alas, even the farmers and engineers who worked on the Ark were stymied by the exotic ship, finding its technology impossible to comprehend, let alone replicate. The little blue fellow eventually resorted to drafting schematics, while the engineers followed these step by step to craft the essential bits and bobs. The apothecary and his companion were waiting here in Mariel. And then what happened? Well, once our insidious visitor had what they needed, they repaired the vessel in a twinkling. The pair then departed almost immediately, and I haven't seen neither hide nor hair of them since. I'm told the apothecary paid a handsome sum for the engineer's services, but being typical Charlians, I wager they would have happily forfeited the coin for a chance to pore over every square inch of the ship. Now, I'm no scientist, but I'm beginning to think that such an incredible vessel must have been some kind of starfaring craft, and that little blue man, well, he must have been an alien from another world. Or so I like to believe. I'm an avid reader of the Tavernarian truth, you see, and I love to entertain these idle flights of fancy. But I've rambled on too long. There are errands to attend to, and I really must take my leave. Good fortune to you. He shook. Can it be true? I have readership in Charlian? Perhaps I misjudged these people. Should seem our comrade is hale and healthy, Master Poo-Poo, and in the company of a Hainish alchemist of undisclosed description. Yes, this is wonderful news. I am grateful indeed that we made the journey. I have a feeling this case will soon draw to a close. Come, let us return to Razatan and continue the search. To summarize our findings, we now know Master Poo-Poo's friend is safe in the company of a Hainish gentleman, and possibly here on this very isle. Oh, that does sound promising. Father, you returned to the city. I trust this means your own investigation was successful? That it was, although laying hands on the object of my desire has been a long and frustrating ordeal to say the least. Much painstaking research revealed to me the existence of a hereditary Manderville relic, within which slumbers the secrets of weapon augmentation. Yet though I turned our ancestral home upside down, I failed to unearth the artifact in question. The reason for its absence became clear when I chanced upon the journal of one of our forefathers. He wrote of a visiting scholar's keen interest in the relic and how he thus surrendered it to Charlians for safekeeping for study. The trail led me to Labyrinthos as it turns out, and as it turns out the Charlians never did find the time to conduct their analysis. The custodian and I found the Curo tucked away in a dusty corner of the Archeon, still awaiting processing. And here it is. An oddity every bit as perplexing as Gillibrand's cipher-bound manual. How he deliberates hidden wisdom. Oh, I can help you with that. These devices were made by the Mandervillians, with a starfaring race with whom we once traded. Starfaring? Mandervillians? Yes, a highly evolved species with a mastery of advanced technologies. Our people shared ideas and inventions, so I'm quite familiar with your family's relic. If you so wish, can have the device project whatever images were stored upon it. A darkened room would afford us the clearest view, however. Love would tie to the rooms in camera and dim the lanterns. We must behold these secrets in optimal conditions. Mandervillians. Some coincidental naming, or is there some deeper connection? Stalker. Everyone comfortable? Let's see what the device has for us. I am Godbrand, Wanderer of the Stars and Weaponsmith Extraordinaire. First Lord of his house, Manderville. This is Godbrand, our founding father. I record this message that my descendants may know the truth of our cosmic origins. The tale is long, but I bid you watch till the very end. Heirs of mine, I am not a man born of the star, or even a man at all. I am the Mandervillians, a race which hails from the side of the great expanse. Mandervillians are parasitic symbiotes which can only survive by bonding with other life forms. Once our essence has taken root, we supplant the host's mind and strengthen its physical structures, imbuing our new form with a steel-like resilience. I knew there was something alien about that impossible imperviousness. Then, through the conjoining of compatible host bodies, we produce offspring which harbor the next generation of Mandervillians. The symbiotic variant eventually takes to the stars in search of potential new vessels, adapting and multiplying. So was that our race proliferated and spread throughout the cosmos. Until tragically our flourishing civilization was brought to an abrupt end. Every planet upon which we Mandervillians resided in was visited by an inexplicable calamity. Our societies are brought to ruin by life forms suddenly twisted into horrific nightmares. That sounds rather familiar. So even stars far removed in time and space were ravaged by the final days. Desperate to avoid the same fate, Comet and I boarded a ship and fled upwards into the starry night. We flew and flew until we found a planet your planet, untouched by the phenomenon, but the rigors of the journey had so damaged our craft that we were forced to make an uncontrolled descent. I alone crawled from the wreckage badly injured and near death. But even as I resigned myself to perishing on this unfamiliar world, I was found by a man who had come looking for the falling star. As a rule, Mandervillians do not take intelligent life forms for hosts. After hearing my story, however, the sympathetic gentleman offered to become my vessel of his own accord. He himself was inflicted by an incurable malady and with little time left to live, seemed content to know that his ailing body could provide safe haven for another. With this blessing, I set about transferring my essence. The man's form was revitalized and purged of this fatal virility, yet the mind which dwelled within it was now my own. I went on to build a new home for myself here, making use of my people's technology to ply the blacksmith's trade. I wed a local lass, and together we had a child. Although not pure Mandervillian, our offspring exhibits the same enhanced physiology. A boon I suspect shall be passed down for generations through the bloodline of House Manderville. My dear descendants, the folk of the star are most fragile, and as the first man I encountered did demonstrate, they are nevertheless capable of surpassing love and generosity. Oh, that's how they did the three people and the little boards. As the last of the Mandervillians, I have one request to make of you. Pray employ your substandard attributes and my armory of Manderville armaments for the benefit of these wonderful peoples who I hold in the highest regard. What an astounding development. I, Hildibrand Maximilian Manderville, shall heed the passionate plea of my illustrious forebear. No case is too big nor too small should it be in service to my fellow man. He learns he's descended from an extraterrestrial being and it's still business as usual. But wait a minute, then why is Lady Julon so monstrously strong? Is she a descendant of aliens too? Well, this is most unexpected. Never did it cross my mind that our esteemed ancestor might hail from beyond the heavens. But I do wonder if the self-same blood still runs thick in our veins. The family tree I glanced over some years ago suggests that, but 'tis unimportant. My present purpose remains unchanged. I will bring our mandible weaponry to the peak of perfection, for Godbrand and for the good of our star. Now, before I forget, I have a gift for you. Pray await me at the Aetheryte Plaza, and I shall bring it to you forthwith. Some truths shadow the foundations of our beliefs when brought to light, but I had to say this wasn't one of them. The more staggering discovery was that I have devoted readers in Charlian. Those who pursue my publication are allies against the ever-expanding webs of lies and deception without exception. I have misjudged the Charlian people. They are not collaborators or the architects of a conspiracy. They are but seekers of knowledge, unafraid to plumb the depths of the unknown. That Master Poo-Poo, though, that one still has ulterior motives. I bet my life on it. Stand ready, for we shall have need of your strength when he shows the true colors. I hope you've not been waiting long. This is the gift I mentioned. Master Poo-Poo's earnest quest inspired me to indulge in a spot of clockwork craftsmanship between weaponsmithing sessions. I thought it only fitting that you be the one to care for this diminutive simulacrum. Consider it a memento of our adventures together. As for our Mandeville Weaponry project, your assistance is still very much welcome whensoever you can spare the time. Until then. Oh, I got a minion. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the Avenir. Lord Rumsey, I've come with ill tidings. Professor Long set an ambush for his nemesis, but he was once more defeated. His current whereabouts are unclear. That blithering dolt. No matter. Preparations are well underway. The manifestation will proceed as planned. Attack of the clones? Sure seems like it. Well, I finally got around to doing Hildibrand. Now then, since I got some time, let's try and do a quick trial. before we close off. Ah, crap. Come on, load. Okay, we did. This isn't so bad. Yep. If it wasn't apparent, I haven't tanked in a good long while. Oh boy. Well, this is no good. Sorry if I'm not talking. This is pretty clutch right now. There's a great. Nope. Oh well. And with that, I think I'm gonna call it here. It's almost time for my class to start. My comic book writing class. The first one out of 6, I think. It's a weekly thing. Anyway, gonna log off here, but before I go, let me see who I can raid real quick on Twitch. Alright, gonna send you all over to that Tanuki girl. I think she's just watching stuff right now. Anyway, thanks for coming by, everybody. Take care and have a good rest of your night. Peace out.